Hi guys, I'm doing another video. This one's gonna be kind of controversial. Fuck, I can't even speak today. And I was strongly advised by my partner not to make this one, but I'm doing it anyway because for one, zero fucks given, and for two, it's bullshit. It's just all of it. It's all bullshit. Alright, so the topic, if you haven't already read the fucking title, is school shootings. Now, I've talked to some other people, and they're like, well, are you really qualified? Like, can you really talk about this? It's not like you've actually been in a school shooting. And I'm like, well, I may not have been in a school shooting personally or experienced it, but I've been in a shooting, well, a drive-by, where my whole block has been gunned down and shot up by a fucking dude in a truck with, I think it was an AK or something. And I see where a lot of people come from, how they're like, well, you can't talk shit or say anything because you haven't really been in one. But those are two pretty similar situations. They're both revolving around guns and getting shot at. But I can tell that story if you guys want. I don't know when I'll tell it, but I probably will tell it eventually. Anyway, let's get into this. I've been rambling on for like how long? Fucking a minute and 30 seconds almost. Alright. So, this video is mainly going to be on the recent Florida shooting. And there's been all these new movements and like just new causes that have been popping up lately, like the Walk for Freedom and the March on Capitol Hill, and all these new groups that are popping up after the school shooting. And what they're doing is they're getting mad and trying to blame the rifle in this situation, because I was reading up about it, and at first I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty sad. And then right after the shooting happened, they instantly changed from being mad at the person who just gunned down several of their friends. 17 of their friends were killed, and several more were injured. But they instantly started going and blaming the gun in this situation. Which I thought, was like, that's kind of fucked up. You guys barely even cared that a dude just killed your friends, but you're getting mad at guns? Like, I get it, you need someone to blame, but you're trying to ban or you're trying to get mad at guns. And now, let me ask you a question. When a bomber bombs a person, like the New York bombing, do you go and blame the, do you go and blame the bomb? Or do you blame the bomber? Now, no, that one's a little bit more, not trivial, but like a little bit more easier one. Now think about this one. When a drunk driver crashes into someone and kills them, do you blame the drunk driver? Or do you do what most, or I'm not, actually not do you blame the drunk driver, but do you blame the alcohol or the liquor store or the person that sold it? No, you blame the driver. So why the fuck do people keep blaming guns whenever there's a school shooting? They blame assault rifles, they blame rifles, and they say, oh, this gun is not needed for sport, so why do you need it? You're not going to use it to hunt deer. Well, that's not why the Second Amendment was made. That's not why we're allowed to have guns. That's not why the writer of the Second Amendment decided to make it an amendment for our right to bear arms. And being someone who's grown up around guns, whenever there's a shooting or someone gets hurt during the gun, it's super rare that you actually have a reason to blame the gun. Now, yes, if the gun backfires and it was made faulty or it was that, you could blame the gun, but even then you'd still want to blame the person that bought the shitty materials and made it out of. Now, let's just keep going here on this topic. When you go out there and you decide to blame the gun when it's clearly not the gun's fault, and it's like, let's say that you were a gun. Let's say that you were a sentient gun, but you couldn't move. If someone picked you up and shot a little child, do you think you should be blamed, or do you think the person that just used you to kill someone should be blamed? Like, just think about that. And they're like, oh, well, we could just ban them from not getting used. Well, the reason why they're allowed to be bought, and again, I actually kind of skipped this on accident, but the reason why the dude that made the Second Amendment made it is so that, I forgot the quote, but I had it in my head like 5 minutes ago. God damn it, I forgot it. But it was something along the lines of, in case, or these guns are not purely for sport, but also for forms of tyranny from your government. So these guns, you're supposed to be able to keep them not only for sport, but what if the government tried to come and take away all your rights? The amendment was made so that you could have weaponry, powerful enough to actually be able to fight back. If we all only had like pistols and fucking little itty bitty rifles, how are we gonna fight back against fucking tanks, missile launchers, jets, all this shit? Even then, with assault rifles, we really couldn't fight back. And then people want to sit there and blame bump stocks on assault rifles. And again, the bump stocks aren't really the problem. It's the person shooting the fucking gun. Bump stocks can be fun, and I know Donald Trump he said in one of his quotes, he said this is a quote, but it's not exactly correct, but he said stocks are meant to shoot really fast and to get off a lot of rounds quickly. You're not going to be able to be accurate with them. You're not going to be able to use them in any other situation. Well, actually, he's wrong. I've seen several people shoot bump stocks, and I've seen bump stocks get shot. And you can still be pretty accurate as long as you know how to shoot a gun and you're not some hippie fucking faggot. I'm sorry. Probably triggered a lot of people saying that. But still, and just like blaming bump stops and blaming all these people for these school shootings, no, it's this kid that had several signs of going insane, and the fact that his parents didn't go and look up at him at all, and it caused the death of several kids, and the fact that his parents didn't do something about it is sad. And you shouldn't be blaming the gun. It's not the gun's fault, and it's not the fact that people sell guns. It's nothing to do with the gun. It's the person that shot you. And also, Trump wants to put, this is gonna go back to kind of my other video and schools and like the why I hate schools video, but this is an actual word for word quote from Trump that I wrote down. He said, "We need to take steps to harden our schools so that they're less vulnerable to attack. This includes allowing well-trained and certified personnel to carry concealed firearms." Now, Trump boy, Mr. Trump, Mr. fucking Cheeto, how do you expect people to be able to, or schools, to be able to pay for these people when half the time they're low budget and the schools that actually need it and are gonna need it don't even have the extra funding to do this? And yet you're complaining about fucking food stamps and shit and trying to say, oh, well, the cost is too high. Well, I get maybe if you revert those funds back to schools that you are going to be saving on that, maybe. But still, he's trying to say, oh yeah, let's just hire some guards to work at these schools when most schools can't even afford it in the first place. Which, yes, I know it is protection over like extracurricular activities, which in most cases, yeah. But school shootings are already so rare. Like, I know there's been a lot, but still, it's not as many as you would think. And a lot of them aren't even using assault rifles. A lot of them are using handheld guns. And the reason why there's that 3-day waiting period is so that you can, so you can decide if you're hateful enough and you want to kill someone, you want to buy a handgun. Normally that hate will die down after 3 days. That's the main reason of what it's for. And it's also so they can do a background check on you. They can make sure you're not crazy. You're not going to kill someone or anything like that. And it's sad how people try to how they try to blame these guns, and then half the time it's not even the guns. But anytime an assault rifle is involved, someone gets scared. When it's fucked up. It's just fucked up. And the school guards thing, yes, I think it's okay as long as it's a trained guard that knows what he's doing, and he's not going to be able to be paid off, or she, and they give extra funding for these guards to be paid, because schools shouldn't have to pay after what they already use, unless maybe they have extra or something, but that's very rare. Like extra that they don't need or use for other activities. Yes, if he gives them more funding, then yeah, it could be a good idea. But then also, it could just end up in being wasted money, because one of the guards, well, 2 guards went in, and a teacher, not just these 2 guards, a teacher helped save a student's life, and these 2 guards ran in to try to save these kids. Well, one of these pussy guards sat outside being scared as fuck when he should have went inside and protected people. So if it ended out in a situation like that, then it also could be paid, it could be wasted money. So these guards have to be very specially trained for it to actually be like work. And the kids, I was watching some of their videos and some of their watch for movement videos and all this because I didn't want to judge them too quick. I wanted to hear out what they had to say. I didn't want to just be like, oh, fuck your cause, you're just trying to blame guns. No. I wanted to hear the full everything of the situation and the topic. So I went in and I read and I watched quite a few of their videos. I think there was one where they won like the Ellen DeGeneres show or something, and they gave them like 50 grand for a march or something like that for their movement. And kids say, this is what I think this is an exact quote, but I'm not 100% on it. I did do my research a few days ago on a few things that I was wondering about for this quote, and it's kids say no one should be able to obtain guns such as AK-47s or AR-15s. What the fuck? Why should no one be able to obtain them? Because one kid came and shot up your school? I know, I sound like I'm being non-remorseful and I have no empathy, but I have a lot of empathy for these people, but I just don't see how they can instantly go from blaming this kid who just went in and killed several of their friends to just blaming this gun outright and saying that no one should be able to have it. Many people have fun with these, and I don't know if you knew, but a M16 fully automatic, fully transferable. Do you know how much money one of those goes for? That it's a pretty, because after 1986, you can't buy a gun that's fully automatic. You can't buy an assault rifle that's fully automatic. But any gun from before then, yeah, you can keep, and as long as it's that like old enough, you can own it and you can have it, or you can get government license and retail license to where you can have that. And so, do you know how much one of these costs? They're not easy to obtain. Now, this is something that could be used to essentially take down over half of the people at the school, and if this kid had it, he probably could have killed hundreds of more people. Well, like, he probably could have killed so many more than he did just this 17. It's 15 grand. So the chance of this kid actually getting one is so small because he'd have to get 15 grand and he would have to find someone who's actually willing to sell it to him, which is not that common. Again, it's not cheap. And a bump stock is around $375 for a bump stock. So those also aren't cheap. Not a lot of people can just afford to buy them. But also these AR-15s, they're not cheap either. I don't have the exact price with me, but I see a lot of them go for around 600, the good ones, the like name brand. And I see a lot of the better ones go for like around 600, 500 in that range. So alone, you're going to be spending around $800 to $1,000 on a rifle and a bump stock alone. And bump stocks, people are blaming assault rifles, how they can be put on them. Bump stocks can be put on certain kinds of pistols. They can be put on certain kinds of shotguns. And they can just be put on a lot of different weapons. It's not just assault rifles, just in case you are wondering. It's more than just one type of assault rifle. It's not just an AR-15. There are other types of guns that they can be used on. And yeah, it's just sad that like in a situation where people should be being mad at the person who just killed several of their friends, they instantly go to start blaming something that's fun that people have used for years. And it's stupid. Like, I get it, they don't really know what to do in this situation, but they need to stop blaming guns. It's like, it's not the gun's fault. Just stop blaming the guns. I need a drink of water real quick. Alright. You can own a chain gun if it's made before May 19th, 1986. Yeah, I had to make sure. I have a piece of paper near me that says some of the dates. You can own a fucking minigun, like a handheld one. It'd be very hard to handhold it, but it is possible. You can buy one of these like chain mounted guns that they used back then, and you can buy some of the really nice Browning M2 machine gun. I think it's M2. Well, you can buy a Browning machine gun. These were mounted on tanks for, I don't know the exact amount, but you can buy these as long as it's made before 1986. And if he had one of those guns, could you imagine how much more devastation there would have been? But no one tries to ban them. And people want to enact the law where these assault rifles can't be bought again. But it's a waste of time, and it's just being mean. Well, not being mean, but it's going to affect these real retailers that spend lots of money for these guns. And then now they can't even buy them anymore. They can't sell them, and then no one will be able to experience the fun of shooting a gun. Shooting a gun is a great pastime. It's really fun. Hunting is really fun, and that's how a lot of your meat is gotten today. Well, a lot of it's on farms now, but back when we were all like starting up, people, it didn't matter really what gun you had. They just killed animals so they would have food to eat. But I'm not saying killing animals is fun, but just hunting and all that is fun. And hunting is a good sport, and as long as you eat the animal, you don't waste it, you use as much of it as you possibly can, like you sell the hide or use the hide for a coat or whatever. And as long as you're not wasting it, then there's really no problem with hunting or any of that. It's really fun. A lot of people should try it, but people are too scared of guns and too scared of these guns that are being affected by people, like in these cases. So then everyone's too scared to fucking like do this stuff, and it sucks. It sucks like a lot. Because people think like, oh, the gun, it's gonna kill me if I go hunting. My voice starting to mess up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I got off topic and I didn't do this the way I liked it. I had to record this video again. I know this is a common topic of a lot of my videos where I'm like, I had to record this again because a lot of the time it's because I forget to turn on my mic, but this time it was because it just was like error. I was like, well, fuck you, SharePlay, because that's what I'm using to edit this and voice over it. But yeah, just in these situations, if someone ever shot up your school or did any of that, please, please, don't blame the gun. Blame the fucker that decided to do it. And if you don't like me or if you don't like this video and you disagree with me, tell me in the comments what you disagree with, and I will read it and I'll listen to it. As many, like, well, I don't really get that many comments, but like, if you have something that you think that if you think I should go fuck off, then tell me the reason why. Tell me what reason you have to disagree with me, because I'd actually like to hear what other people think about this topic. Like, subscribe if you like. If you want to hear more, subscribe. Share if you want other people to see this. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else left to say. But yeah, just post in the comments what you have wrong with this if you have something that you don't agree with, because I kind of want to hear. But yeah, I don't think I really have anything else to say. I covered all the topics that I really wanted to get to. I have the Trump quote, I have my notes down, bump stocks. Oh, one more thing that I wanted to mention. Another way you can get a rifle is, I should just call this video fucking assault rifles, but another way you can get a rifle is if you're a business owner and you have a license for it, and then you close your business, you can keep that rifle, and like a fully auto rifle that would normally and generally be really illegal. So it's like you can also get them that way. I forgot to mention that earlier in the video. Sorry. If you guys have any more suggestions on topics that you'd like me to look into, research, talk about, I'm not sure. I kind of want to do one on the food stamp one, but I'm not sure because there's not really a lot of information out for it yet that I can tell. As more information comes available, I might make a video on it. But yeah, just tell me. This has been the longest fucking intro in the world, but just tell me if you guys have any recommendations, things that you want me to talk about, anything that you want me to say, and if it's actually something that I feel is worth talking about, I will. I will be continuing to do stories in my next video because I did 2 commentaries in a row, so I kind of wanted to get back and do another story. But I don't know when Dale's gonna be uploading a video. Hopefully soon. He might be the next person to upload though on this weekend. Yeah. Have a great day, and also don't get shot. No, just kidding. But yeah, just have a good day, I guess. Can't. Yeah, that's all I had to talk about. Keep going on. Fuck.